Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekin Out. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Doing all right.
It's Monday.
A little tired having a Monday.
It's a Monday. You know what? It's always the worst stuff that happens on Mondays. Holy cow!
Mhm.
Just you can't have a regular work day.
No.
Or it's just extremely exhausting.
Yeah. So we're here to talk today about kids on bikes. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, push all the buttons.
Make sure let me push my button. There we go. Push.
Yes.
All right. So I'm at Lucy Man on all the stuff. I'm here with Ricky Z.
Hey everyone.
And Cadence Third World. Sorry, go ahead, Ricky.
Oh, so you can find me at RickyZ_social on most things.
All right, and Cadence.
You can find me at Cadence Third World on Twitter.
Nice.
And Cadence Novocaine on Facebook.
All right. Yeah, and I think Timon's supposed to be joining us shortly. Hopefully, he's a busy guy being popular.
Yeah, he'll pop in when he's ready. You know. Popular.
I was waiting for it. Love it. Yeah, so I thought so our drinking game today is going to be do we have that up, Ricky? I think is bikes. Yes. Oh yeah, because we can't make it easy.
Bike.
So
bike.
When you hear that word, just take a sip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sip my hot chocolate.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Mm-hmm. Little spiked hot chocolate.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, and we haven't done this in a while. I thought I'd bring it back for today. Is so what are we geeking out about? What are things that we're interested in right now? One of you guys want to start?
You know, I am excited for going to see Wicked again, but it's the sing-along version. I'm excited about that. And then, you know, I normally don't necessarily care about Christmas movies like that, but been watching some, just kind of dabbling here and there. I watched Gremlins for the first time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I watched Gremlins for the first time.
Oh my goodness!
So I'll watch the second one maybe this weekend, but I watched it for the first time. I was like, "This is very much a Christmas show." Yes, it's very much a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm not sure if I talked about it before, but you know, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who we know him from, you know.
Friend of the
Hamilton. Show. Right, I wish. Hamilton, Moana, right? I think the latest one's Mufasa. He did a concept album called The Warriors based off of the movie. And it's so good. It is so good. The kids and I have been playing it nonstop, and it's so good. And so instead of the Warriors being a guy gang, it's women.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some differences, and they've kind of rearranged some things, but overall it's a nice little hodgepodge of different genres, especially if it has a connection to New York and New York City. So of course, hip hop, of course. There's some Latin music. There's a little bit of heavy metal in there for the antagonist in the movie. So antagonist in it's the concept album. So there's not like a show planned. So, but I'm hoping some will come out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
I like the movie. The movie from a million years ago was really fun.
So I've watched it a couple of times too since then. Just to kind of compare the two and see how it picks up. Which, you know, the movie is based off a book, which is fairly different too from the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little more graphic, I think.
Okay. Whoa.
As most books and movies tend to be different in that regard, for sure. For me, what am I geeking out about? I'm gonna go with Kendrick Lamar's album. I have been having GNX on repeat, um,
Have you
randomly and
read?
periodically.
Have you been screaming like mustard randomly throughout the day?
Mustard?
No, sometimes, yeah,
You say
yeah.
mustard?
Mustard.
You gotta go. So, Lucio, I know that you don't be online, so I know that you don't really be like seeing what be going on in the world of the social media. Just, just go listen to
Nosferatu doesn't have
TV
time for
Off.
that.
That's right. I
Okay,
don't.
go listen to TV Off by Kendrick Lamar, and you will understand everything.
What is this? TV off?
You TV Off.
Off.
Yes. It was a fabulous hip hop album, and I know that's such an interesting description to provide to a rap album, but it is fantastic from start to finish. I can play it with no skips. Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm deeply wound up in that. Game wise, I guess you could kind of say I'm geeking out about. Oh, actually, I've been geeking out Netflix games. So Ricky,
Oh, really?
no, but when I tell you what I'm playing, so so y'all know I'm always traveling. So recently, I opened up my Netflix and I clicked on the game section, and I was like, okay, let's just see what's going on. I pay for it. It's free technically, but yeah, so let me just explore with stuff that I have access to. And I downloaded the Ultimatum. And and I downloaded like a package, and one of the games in the package is Emily in Paris. And you get to create your own character, and you get to kind of live in these worlds. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, wait up. This is called the Ultimatum?
Yes, the Ultimatum, and I am wrapped up in it because it's like I get to live this fantasy TV reality love show life, and I get to like be reckless, reckless abandon.
Okay.
I've been enthralled with making decisions for myself and seducing people and the like. So yeah, I've been geeking out about that. I've been all up and through my phone for the past this past weekend. So yeah.
It's like The Sims, I guess. Good.
Yeah, you know what? It does
Yes,
look like The Sims.
It's similar. I mean, let me not say it's similar. It's not similar. It's the decisions that you make impact the story. So it's kind of like playing your own novel,
like a visual novel, like the almost like the dating sims. I guess probably a mix of that.
Yeah, and that's
cool.
It's fun. It's I enjoyed it. It's a great way to pass time. So
all right. That's cool. That's cool.
What about you? It's your turn.
All right. Yeah. So I go through stints when I like very long stints of not reading and then briefer stints of reading a lot. And so let's see if this even shows up on camera. Nope. Kind of. Dungeon Crawler Carl. So this is the first of a series of books by Matt Dinneman. It's basically this guy. The whole world gets destroyed by aliens. It's very it starts very Hitchhiker's Guide-esque.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, but well, what happens is basically if he can the aliens who take over the planet basically create a very video gamey dungeon, and if a person can get to the bottom floor, they can retake ownership of the planet. Otherwise, all the earth, the whole entire Earth will get recycled. And so it's very much this guy it's very video gamey. He has these skills very early on. He punches and kicks some stuff, and so it's oh, your hands level up to this, your feet level up to this, and it's just really goofy and kind of I don't say tongue in cheek because this guy's kind of angry about the whole situation because he's oh, all these people died. This is very upsetting, but it's also really fun and goofy because all the the weird stuff that happens to him. He's outside in his boxers when this happens, and so he has no pants. He hasn't had pants for 3 books now, and like he's always getting upgraded equipment, but never pants, and it seems like it's starting to be intentional. It's super goofy. So I read the first one in like a month. I read the second one in 7 days, and I just picked up the third one. I think I'm like halfway through it, and it's probably gonna take. I think the next one doesn't come out till February though, so I'm like, do I rush to the next one or so? But yeah, that. And then I told them earlier, but I have a lightsaber I'm taking apart to make into a flashlight, and it's not working. It's very frustrating.
Well, that book series does sound quite interesting. To go 3 whole books without pants is crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty good. It's pretty funny. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we have on our. Hey man, that's what you got. Oh, should we do? Oh, I guess we'll do. I have a little quiz set up. And I'm gonna drop some stuff in the chat here. I'll drop them in the public chat too. Okay, so we're gonna do a quiz.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop a bunch of genres. Hopefully, these show up correctly in the. Oh nope, those did not. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna have to enter them one by one. Wow, that's great. So we'll have you guys. I'll read off a description of what that genre is, and whoever, I guess we'll say ding 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 or something, just ring in, answer it. You'll score a point, and then if you can also name a show in that genre, you get another point.
God.
Okay. Okay.
Does that work?
Okay.
It's gonna happen, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna edit it real quick. Oh man, these are like, there's such a big list of them. Supernatural, horror. All right, well, I guess we're gonna go off this big list at the top because it'll take me forever to get these in here. So I'll read the first one.
Okay, 1 second. So, we recently watched A Christmas Story.
Yes.
This weekend, the musical live. And my son decided he wanted the bunny suit, the infamous bunny suit.
No way.
Yes. And it's coming. It's coming.
Oh my goodness.
Where did you get that from?
I didn't. His dad got it. So somewhere, I guess off of Amazon, but he doesn't. That'd be great.
That is so awesome.
Just wanted to share that, but go ahead.
No, that's great. I never would have had the guts to wear something like that. Like, as a child, as an adult, like this Darth Vader sweater is like super stretching it for me.
Oh my goodness. Do better. You can cosplay. You're a grown man. Realize.
Well, so the thing that here's the thing. The only thing that I would think to wear is like a cloak with a hood.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm wondering why that ever went out of style to begin with, because that's like freaking awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I bet you are wondering why it ever went out of style.
You know, I keep stepping it, don't I? All right, so that should be all of them. Thank you. All right, so first one is gonna be I'll highlight it through. This is a subgenre of fantasy defined by the epic nature of its setting, or by the epic stature of its characters, themes, or plot. It's usually set in an alternative fictional world as opposed to Earth.
Ding ding ding. High fantasy.
Yes,
Fantasy.
High fantasy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's how we ding ding ding.
Yeah, however you want to do.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought it was ding ding ding, and you got a shout out.
Not the never-ending story, is it?
Yeah, it's a never-ending story. Yeah.
And then maybe Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, although that might be because that one's pretty dark, isn't it? Pan's Labyrinth. That
Yeah.
might be, like scooting into. All right, 2
Tales of Virtue.
Tales of Virtue. I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah. You're unfamiliar with it?
I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah,
right.
Get familiar.
Get familiar. You can't see all the movies, man. Tales of Virtue.
It's about a young man who is having some difficulties in his real life, and he ends up getting like sucked into some sort of whirlpool situation and teleported to this alternative land universe where there are these kangaroos that represent different elements.
Warriors of Virtue.
Yeah, Warriors of
Warriors
Virtue.
of-
That's it.
Okay, I do vaguely remember
Mhm.
this. I did not see it, but yeah, that looks pretty. That looks very epic.
It was. It's actually a really great movie. And yes, if you watch it now, the special effects are not very great, but but it's good. But it's good in that sense of like it's a classic to me. Like you can't not like.
When did this come out?
It
97.
has a whole moral a big moral thing going on, message, and it's great. So go check it out.
All right, Warriors of Virtue. All right, next one. And we're not going to use all these. There's some red herrings in there. So this is a stage musical or musical film in which a majority of the songs are well-known, pre-existing popular music songs.
Ding ding ding.
Ding 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 ding.
I think that was Ricky.
Jukebox musical.
Yeah,
musical.
Jukebox musical. Nice.
So that'd be the Tina Turner one. That would be kind of little bios, but still they're kind of jukebox.
Isn't there one called Radio?
Maybe Alicia Keys. She has a new one on Broadway right now, and it's basically all her songs. But yeah, there's another one called Pop Star. Or K-pop. It's called K-pop.
K-pop.
Yeah, not necessarily well known, but like still.
Who's this guy?
Hello.
Oh,
Harpo, who this?
hey,
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
who this one?
Hey.
Who this woman?
I heard y'all talking about kids and something happened with bikes and stuff.
Yeah, latchkey kids taking adventures.
Right. So when we talk about that, like that's whenever I think about those types of movies, that's immediately what I think of.
I think that is part of that genre is that like separation from adults, that ability to be separated from adults.
Yeah.
Latchkey kids.
Yeah.
We're currently in the middle of a quiz.
We're in a quiz.
God.
Yep.
If you look in the
You're
chat,
down. You know what? We're gonna do it this way
genres.
because Ricky's blowing you out of the water. No, Ricky's at 4. Cameron, if you can name another jukebox musical, we'll give you a point also. This will be our catch-up mechanic.
Do I need to do something?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna name some. I'm gonna read off the description of a genre. There's a list in the chat. Can you see it?
No.
No.
I'll resend it. I'll resend it.
I was like, you guys are really specific and accurate with genres and that. Okay.
You didn't do the homework. You didn't get the assignment.
I was like, hello.
There were so many chapters of textbook you were supposed to read.
Hello.
Hello. Does anyone
We
say-
shouldn't have said anything. Oh man, it's so good.
You can't do that, camera. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Hello.
Okay, no. This is their one for Motown the musical. That would be one.
Yeah. All right. So Ricky's at 4. Cameron, you're at 2.
I'm at like 3. No,
Yeah,
I should be at 4 too. I said it. Exactly
What was Ricky's?
Oh, I was at Tina Turner's, MJ's. Let's see. Alicia Keys has one out right now. There's K-pop.
Okay, and what was Cam's? Yours was what?
Motown the musical.
And what was the clue?
Jukebox musical.
Oh, it was a stage.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
I'm trying to get it ready for you. Sorry. I'm almost done.
Take your
Oh,
time.
Billy Berserker's in here. How you doing, Billy Berserker?
Hi, Billy. Thank you.
What's going on, Billy?
Isekai.
Okay.
I should put Isekai in there. That would have been funny.
So we're just talking about different genres. Okay. Almost done.
It's so many.
It's so many, and I'm trying to copy and
Come on, Barbara.
Okay, that's it. All right. There you go.
There you go. Paste them all as a block, though.
Yes, but they're all different. So this is biopic, black comedy, melodrama, all this stuff.
Where are my glasses? Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Horror drama, supernatural horror, romantic comedy, high fantasy, spaghetti western, jukebox musical, alternate history, historical
Horror.
romance, Kids on Bikes Romantic Fantasy. I put that one in there specific for you.
He's gonna read a description.
No.
He's just gonna guess horror constantly. I'm gonna skip over that one. All right, so next one, a subgenre of speculative fiction in which one or more historical events have occurred but are resolved differently than in actual history.
Alternate history.
History.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh wait, explain that part. How we? Oh, okay.
Yeah, just ring it with a noise. It's fine.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Ring
All right,
ring,
do you have an example, Cameron?
Alternate history. Back to the Future.
Yeah, actually, that would work.
It's a wonderful Christmas. It's a wonderful night.
It's a wonderful life.
Life. A wonderful knife. Okay,
a wonderful knife. Oh, is that? That looked really good.
It's good. Yeah. Okay, I understand the game. I get a point.
Death Day.
Yeah. Yep.
You have one? Can we just keep naming stuff? We get points.
No. It's just one each after the initial thing. Otherwise, we'd be here all day.
Yes, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Can I steal one from her?
Can you steal one?
Well,
you know what? You have none points, so yeah, go ahead. You have a point. You have 1 point.
I'm gonna steal one from her and go with the hummingbird.
The hummingbird.
I don't know that one.
Oh my gosh, the hummingbird.
Oh my.
The girls when they go fight each other, and she holds his hand sign up, and her sister name is Primrose. Hunger Games.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that's right.
I'm gonna.
She didn't go back in the past.
Yeah.
Also, go back in the past. I thought like dystopian future is not a.
That's you have to change
the Man in the High Castle. That was it Amazon show? No, Prime. I don't remember. Was it Prime? I don't know.
Highlander.
Yeah. American Horror Story Apocalypse.
All right, next one.
The list. Wait, God.
I think one or two more. Often more serious than humorous. These often involve the central characters isolated from the rest of society.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Comedy. I don't know how this is actually broken down. Okay, black comedy, is that the thing?
Close. These characters are often teenagers or people in the early 20s and are eventually killed off during the course of the film.
Ding, 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 horror.
Melodrama.
Horror drama, yeah. Horror drama. I'll give you guys both that.
Scream.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. You got one, Cameron?
Urban Legend.
Oh, yeah.
They were in college.
Horror drama.
Maybe they were late bloomers. It just took a little longer to get there.
Faculty.
Right.
Billy Berserker, the word is bikes.
Yes.
Oh.
Bike.
Right. Bikes.
All right. And
I'm proud of you.
A broad subgenre in which groups of kids embark on a coming-of-age journey together, often using bikes as transportation.
Ding, ding, ding. Kids on bikes.
Yeah, all right.
I don't have
with
E.T. Oh, my God.
I think we all knew that, so we should all
thank you.
E.T.
What's that?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, for sure.
Paper Girls.
Paper Girls, yep.
E.T.
I already said it.
Oh.
I actually have Ricky and Cameron both tied at 7. Timon, honorable mention at 4 points. Hey, you came in at the end. This is great.
I actually think you should do one more for 10 points.
It's too late.
No,
too late. And you ruin my transition if you do that.
Exactly. You're messing up the fly.
Who's the winner? They tied.
Tiebreaker.
The winner is not Timon.
That's fine, but who's the winner?
Me. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
goodness. You could do a tiebreaker, and you could tell us to name a movie.
Let's see. I have one more.
You can get more specific.
Okay, I have one. This is a style of comedy that makes light of subject matter that is generally considered
Ding,
taboo.
ding, ding, ding. Black
Yeah.
comedy.
Yes.
Scary movie.
That's just his go-to for all of them.
Yeah. Very simple.
Oh God.
Can
What's
I
that?
still?
What's it called? Like what's it called? Waiting.
Never heard of it.
No, it's like the one where like it's a wait staff at like a pizza place, and like you can see them do like all the disgusting things while they're being pissed off by customers. I don't remember. I feel like it was
Is that the one with? Is Ryan Reynolds in that one?
yes, that one.
Clerks.
Clerks.
The blackening.
The black. That, yeah. So here's the issue: is
I have to search.
all that did was make Timon closer, and Ricky and Cameron still tied.
Dang. Okay.
Should have did the 10 points. We would have been over.
All right. Do we have commercials today, Ricky?
We can use up one right now.
Let's do a commercial. That sounds good.
Not the card game.
Well, it's gonna be either the card game or the Frumily. So
Let's just keep going.
okay.
We can keep going. All right. So the next thing I have on the list, I was just going to do a rundown of what kind of a rundown of what kids on bikes are. This is one of those things is when I first heard the name of this genre, I was like, okay, those are like a weird set of words. And as soon as someone says an example where you're like, your brain goes, oh, I know exactly what this is. So kids on bikes, and this is again like kind of like a framework, but it's not everything. It's not like a checklist. Not everything's going to be on there. And we can, if you guys want to talk about some of these things as we go, that's fine. So for starters, they generally take place in the 80s. Again,
Yes.
not always in the 80s. One of the reasons is this is kind of one of the it does a few things here. Is like kids are not technologically connected yet, and I don't know about you guys, but when I was young, it was, hey, be back in when the streetlights come on. Be back in time for dinner. Like that was not a time that you're supposed to be home, and there wasn't a place I was supposed to be at, but I just had to be basically in range of getting home before whatever parameters were set for me.
So that it's weird because like I would consider myself a cusper of this generation. So like the young enough to remember what it was like without all the technology, and then old enough to like where I've seen it change throughout like since we've really had phones. And I always think of the 80s because like that's technically just like that generation where like those parents weren't necessarily paying attention to their kids like that. The forgotten generation, if you will.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, and yeah,
I used to. I was latchkey kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, were you? Yeah.
So was I.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was.
we were.
It depended. It depended on which parent I was with.
Here, Timon, I put my background up there for you.
What?
Social studies time with Nosferatu.
Now, once I know how to do stuff by myself, I didn't want anybody to do anything, talk to me, any of those things. I'm fine. I can handle it.
All right. So another thing was there generally are, again, not always, but usually bikes, and the bicycles are a way of connecting, like physically connecting with your friends. Like you have to bicycle over to them, and also like represent a form of freedom. Which I'm pretty sure Timon had mentioned that earlier in a previous episode. Yeah, like a sense of freedom and independence from the adults and from the rest of whatever society is.
Oh, you did say bikes. Bike.
Oh,
is that the word? Oh, you said bikes, not mics.
Bikes. Yeah, kids have mics. They're all podcasting.
No,
Kids on mics.
I was close enough to ride my bike to school.
That's my new. What's the channel again? It's
You Twitch stream.
No, what's the Geeking Out? It's with what's our parenting.
Oh, Whoa Nelly.
Whoa Nelly, yeah, my new Whoa Nelly show is Kids on Mics.
It's a little creepy, so maybe work that. I don't know. Let's talk about that offset.
Right. We're gonna brainstorm. We're gonna hash that one out.
He's literally just kids on bikes. This is insane.
Yeah, the other one, adults on mics, doesn't sound any better.
So that would be more interesting.
Good night.
You set up a camera in a park and you just have footage of people riding bikes all day.
Oh, that's creepy as heck, man.
That's genius.
You know, I've seen crazy
Really?
things
Thank you.
on
I
a TikTok
appreciate you.
live. Okay,
I've
so
seen dog cameras that they have in like their dog section that they have right out there. That's a whole thing you can find on YouTube. Like they play their work to keep us
you know
calm.
that's
Yeah.
somebody's National Geographic's live stream of like a whale. Okay,
Weirdos. Hello.
Was that Cameron?
Yeah.
Cameron, no.
Cameron, no.
I love it.
Lord,
Oh
Run
my
it.
God.
y'all know I don't got no sense.
That
I
was
don't got
too
no
much.
sense.
So the next part, there's no digital escape. And the digital escape, I believe this phrase coined by Matt Draper, who has like a video essay on kids on bikes.
Of course.
And also, so there's also this someone say, I'm trying to remember where I'd read this, but instead of, so though it's not like a lot of times it's like, oh, it happens in the 80s, is because there's like a sense of nostalgia, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with the 80s, but more with the sense of like childhood and adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why does it feel like it's tied to the 80s?
I mean, a lot of them are set there, and I think like it's an easy thing to be like,
That's
hey,
where
Like 70s and 80s, I feel like it's a lot when a lot of these movies, at least these classic ones, were made, and the ones that we see now are kind of like homages to those.
yeah,
And so I kind of see, and then just like a lot of it to do with like summertime too, like that freedom of being able to like not have to go anywhere. You just go out and be with your friends like all day, and like that's the only time you can really go on adventures is during the summer.
Can I counter that by saying, but what about the intentionality of choosing the 80s for Stranger Things? Because that's a huge part, that independence and no parents. They are a prime example of kids on bikes, but they chose to go back to the 80s. Do we think that's where it was safer in the world to do that, to be that? Are kids doing that now?
Maybe not necessarily.
I would say.
Go ahead, Cam.
I was gonna say I would say yes. I mean, but and I say 80s and 90s for me, because even when you look back at a lot of the movies, that's when they came out, between the 80s and 90s, and it was because you were dealing with majority of not a lot of technology. There wasn't a lot of technology. You were expected as a child to go outside. That was the expectation. You were not expected to be sitting in the house all day, lounging around. Like, that was not the expectation. Your parents wanted you to go outside, have fun, get sweaty, come in the house, get in the shower, and go to bed. You didn't go to bed.
We're out of it.
Yeah.
You want water, you better go get the hose.
You have
outside.
to entertain yourself.
Why are you
right? You have to entertain yourself.
Letting the good air out.
Okay, telling you come back in, you staying in.
I think there's a perceived like innocence to it, because there was some crazy things that went down in the 80s as far as like creepy guys in white vans,
missing kids,
right? Like there's
milk cartons, yep,
right,
all the 80s, yep.
Yeah, so like there's like this perceived like nostalgia of like an innocent time where kids were just kids and they were riding their bikes around and going on adventures and hanging out. But like there's some
when America was great again.
Jeez.
I mean, for somebody.
I mean, it does very easily. I think, Timon, it also does, like, why there are a lot of horror movies that happen at cabins in the middle of woods is because it's an easy way to knock out someone's cell phone. Like, oh, I don't have reception.
Yeah, no isolation.
Yeah.
But it's also a place that it's...
You're not even that.
Isolation, no cell phone. The 80s, and it's also a place that's seemingly safe.
Right.
Kids riding around on bikes makes that neighborhood, the environment, feel safe until it's not.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's also that perceived like more of a village, I would think, because I remember when I was born in 88, so like early 90s, like when I would ride my bike around my grandparents' neighborhood, I knew most of the neighbors, or at least they knew me. So like you're riding around the neighborhood, most people know you.
Mhm.
Now that's not really a thing anymore.
No.
And Lucy, if you don't mind,
When I was a
counter
kid,
question. Oh,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say when I was a kid, we were riding bikes.
Oh,
Right.
Oh crap.
We were riding bikes like really far from home. Like me and my cousin, me and my friends, like we were gone. And we could have said, oh, we going to the park, or we going to the YMCA. That's a couple blocks away. Y'all make sure y'all stay together, be safe.
Yeah.
the end. The end.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Stay with your cousins, and that's it.
Right.
Look out for each other, be safe, be back here. You know when to be back home.
Right.
And I loved it. I loved it.
Me too. I remember that life.
Just ride around and doing stupid stuff, but nothing that was like dangerous.
Peeing outside.
What's it? Okay, let's define dangerous because I can
Water
tell you how many construction sites I ended up on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I stayed next.
how many green boxes we sat by? How many green boxes we sat by and on that we were not supposed to be sitting on?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate that little sign. They know ain't nothing gonna happen.
Okay.
I guess the biggest danger for me was stranger danger. Honestly.
And I mean, speaking of because we literally had like some we were walking to school as a group. We had I think it was like 6 of us. Thank goodness it was 6 of us. Some rando pulls up, some dude pulls up. He's like, "Hey, I lost my puppy. Can you help me look for it?" And I was like, "This is textbook. You're gonna steal me. Just offer me some candy. Just check the list."
Right.
Do I have to come with you to help you look for it?
Right. I'll keep an eye out for it. I got my
Yeah.
So I have my counter question is, could kids on bikes theme work in present day setting in any medium?
So, I would say yes, but it would take some finagling because I mean we can talk about some of the things like there's a situation like Stand By Me. There's no bikes, right? It's just kids wandering in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Under some premise that they've covered their parental tracks and they're off doing their thing.
They rode bikes at one point. They rode bikes briefly.
Did they? Yeah, like I'm remembering walking for 700,000 hours. But
yeah,
all those things don't have to be checked off. But I think that it it's kind of one of those things like the more of the checklist that you do is like a lot as you go, oh yeah, that's that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like where are you gonna put them? Like they would have to be somewhere where their parents aren't trying to contact them. They have a big range of area they can go in. It'd be a weird I'd absolutely be interested in seeing something like this.
It
has to be a small town. If you were to do it today, it has to be a small town.
I can only really imagine it in the case of like if the kids were young enough, like the kids have to be pretty young. Like once they reach that 4th, 5th grade age, a lot of them now have devices where parents can keep up with them. So like that deniability kind of slips away once they hit like 10 or 11. Unless, I don't know, because in the news in Georgia, there was this issue where this mom got like sent to jail for letting her 5th grade son walk like a mile down away from her home. So like there's that too.
So
yeah.
I think you have to be extremely creative, and the only way I can think of it is like it's intentionally done. Like this is going to be this kind of movie, so we have to sort of make it tropey a little bit.
Yeah,
like send them to grandma's house, or seeing how kids interact with technology they never really had to use before. Like they don't have their cell phone, but it's a rotary phone here, so they don't have anything else. They have like the bikes here.
Summer camp. That's when they end up back at summer camp.
Hey,
you know
what?
Summer camp. Yeah,
somebody's TV's got an antenna.
we make them Amish. They're Amish.
Yes. Yes, like that movie I just saw. They were riding bikes. The Heretic, yeah, it was riding bikes all over the place.
There you go.
They couldn't.
Ooh, so many bikes.
Right. I need another drink. Go ahead.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
I did too.
Let's just start the next one then, because I have bikes as a separation from adults, and that can also be replaced by another type of freedom, like in Stand By Me.
Mhm.
Say that again.
Say that last part. Don't repeat the word.
They can be the conveyance can be replaced with other types of freedom, as in Stand By Me.
The transportation of choice.
Mhm.
Oh, so like a board.
Understood.
Well, like I cannot find the name of this movie, but there's a movie where it's literally like a bunch of teenage kids and they're trying to find places to skateboard, and that's like
Kids
you're
movie?
talking about that Disney movie,
Oh.
and you're talking about
Not Brink.
I was literally Breakers. Is it Breakers? Brink? I think it's Brink.
it might be.
Not
Yikes.
Brink.
No clue.
They weren't skateboarders, they were rollerbladers.
There's
Oh, they were rollerbladers.
that's one of them too. I mean, that can be a thing. There's
that could
rollerblades that
probably
can be.
that could technically fit because I mean they were trying to compete, but like the mode of transportation with some wheels. That was
It
not
might
a
have
car.
been thrashing.
I feel like Power Rangers, the movie was a kids on bike movie, except the bike was Zords.
So, someone was saying that the 2017 movie they counted as a kids on bikes movie.
It is. I feel it.
I hadn't seen that one.
That's good. I just think it got drugged.
Wait, you haven't seen that one? I love that one. I wish it got a sequel.
Yeah, it deserved it. It
It
deserved
deserved
it.
a sequel. Yeah. And we will die on this hill.
We will die on this MF.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
It
how
might have been Thrashing.
in the future. Hover.
Thrashing with Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah. The movie Thrashing was I think it was the skateboard movie I'm thinking of.
Mm.
He's a teenage heartthrob.
It is. You are correct, Dylan.
Okay, so next thing, a lot of them are coming of age stories, which I mean, you can look at the age of these kids. They're all like teenagers on the precipice of, whatever the next part of puberty is.
Yeah. Yeah. My girl.
My
Drama.
girl.
Yes. Ooh.
Don't start. Macaulay Culkin, I'm still mad.
He needs his glasses. I can't see without his glasses.
He meant it.
Oh my goodness.
I have a short list of movies that are just designed to wreck my daughter's weekends.
That and Steel Magnolias.
Old Yeller is on that list.
Old Yeller is a good one. Charlotte's Web, all of
Charlotte's
it.
Web. I think
No.
that might have been the first time I cried at a cartoon, Charlotte's Web.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
That's harsh.
Next thing was Faceless Authority. So there's some kind of like in Stranger Things, it's like whatever the lab is. In ET, it's the government, and a lot of times it's the government.
Right.
Yeah.
It's law enforcement of some sort.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Alien possessed teachers.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what was that? The faculty?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I saw that one. Hey, man.
I'm
There we
proud
go.
of you. I mean,
Also, hey, speaking of monsters are often a part of the shows, and that it's weird to think about it, but yeah, a lot of them have this weird entity, this it's an alien, or it's a demogorgon, or it's a
Erie, Indiana.
Erie, is that the television show Erie, Indiana?
Mm-hmm. It's a not Facebook, Goosebump Light.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my jam.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
On bikes.
There was one more. What was that? Alex Mack.
Yes.
Mack? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Life of Alex Mack.
I was in love with that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Animorphs.
Animorphs. Yeah.
I love the.
And they were going through real things.
Okay, that's a real problem. Real bad.
That book series. Oh my god!
I was. The covers of those books were always amazing.
Right. I just want to see each and every one. I want to see which animal they all turn into.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
they really should reboot that in the terms of putting it on screen, but no, because none of it ends happily. How does that work?
Perfect.
Wasn't okay. So I only read
that book series ends terribly, and she said, "So what?" She's very unapologetic about how she ended, how she killed people, how she did all these different things. She was very unapologetic. She stood on business about what she wrote.
And that's how you should be in life.
She also cashed all them checks, so good for her.
She did. She's like, I get it. You guys want me to write a happy ending, but I'm not doing it. No one gets to be happy. That's just the way it is.
Didn't some kid permanently turn into a hawk or something? I only read one or two of those books.
He was stuck as the animal he turned into forever. And people were pissed about it. Pissed. She said, okay.
And what?
Yeah, that's basically what she said. And that's why I never did finish the series.
Did they?
The books.
Did they ever do a movie for that?
They had a show initially. They had a TV show.
That might be why I'm more familiar with. Okay.
And in the TV show, he did get stuck as a hawk or falcon. But they never came back to resolve the TV show, which makes sense because I'm like, I can't recall if she had already written the whole series before they greenlit it as a show, or if she was finished and they knew exactly where it was going. Because it's like, if you knew that, then why did you even start? You have it on Nickelodeon, for Christ's sakes. And you knew it was going to be all this depression, all this sadness, this heartbreak.
Not all this depression.
Y'all should have just stuck with Sweet Valley High, man.
It was war. It was war. It was about interplanetary, intergalactic war. Ridiculousness.
At least with the Sweet Valley High books, the Wakefield twins were just cute and they lived their lives. Okay.
Or read the Babysitter's Club. I enjoyed those for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Babysitter's Club. That's my daughter's into that.
Babysitter's Club.
Boxcar Children. That the ones that live in the train.
They were on bikes.
Yeah, I think that would probably qualify as that.
They were literally poor.
Oh, wait, are those miniature people?
No, like they were literally poor children that were living in a boxcar.
Oh, I thought it was these people who lived in the walls in this house.
No.
That's the Littles and the Borrowers.
That the Littles. That's what I thought it was. Sorry. I thought they rode around in boxes.
They probably did. I'm sure there's like a
train.
It was something. That's what I remember. I was a baby. I had to reach for that.
I still remember my daughter telling me that she's reading this book and they keep their milk in the river to keep it cold. I was like, what? Don't they have a house? No. They live in the train. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember my second grade teacher reading the first book to us as a class. That was our first chapter book.
Yeah, we never heard that one.
All right, so I have on the list here another commercial break, and then we just chit chat about. Do we have another commercial? Tawan's looking at me like, "What the heck, man?" Or if it's freedom. Hey, automatic kids on bikes.
It's
not orphans. Billy,
you can't say that.
You know, I wonder because would that work? Like, is that a way to do that? Like, make the kids orphans. Like, if you want to do contemporary story like this, make the kids orphans where they literally have no adult to go to.
So you want us to watch a movie about these kids living on the bike and living on the street?
You already watched Disney movies. Like, how many parents are murdered in Disney movies?
Tons of every last one of them. Besides,
well, I mean, that goes to those folks that were upset that Moana had a lot of death in it. Hello,
such a life.
Right.
Yeah. She still has a dad.
Drink.
Right. Ancestors, hello.
Hello.
Well, he stopped being a blockhead and got way too many touching scenes with his family in episode 9. They're setting up a shocking demise in the finale. Did we say that?
Well, we calling it, right?
We called that. I said that.
Look at that embrace with Ethan.
And look at that at the bottom. They said God hands it to Jim. He's trying to make amends with all of his family.
Slaughter the family. Leave Jim.
And the opposite happened. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. And that was Scream Kings from season 3 breakdown that we just wrapped up our family reunion last week. And Scream Kings come back for season 3 starting in the new year. So kudos. Congratulations.
Yeah. That was a fun little we'll get together season.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
We'll do more of that kind of programming.
Yep. I need to actually watch the finish season 1 and start season 2.
From?
Uh-huh. And
You
then
and Cam have not. Cam is on season 2. So he needs to do season 2 also.
well, I'm gonna wait until season 4 starts and then I watch season 3.
Wow.
Because it'll be free. It'll be on there.
Yeah, I wonder
It's crazy.
Would Ethan be considered a kid on a bike? Even though they don't have bikes, he has to walk everywhere.
I mean, there is a bike, but they keep taking it from that one girl. They keep taking it from girl.
Yeah.
How many times have I seen that?
Yeah.
Sorry. They keep taking it from homegirl.
The cycles.
Mm-hmm.
They were on the cycles.
Lucio, this is such a fun topic.
Yeah, so the rest of this, I just wanted to go over some of the older, some of the like original Kids on Bikes movies, and then some of the more contemporary stuff, and just kind of like tag like these things that we recognize, and also just things we enjoyed. Also, I mean, so the reason I was thinking about this is I watched. I mean, this is something we'd set up a while back and kind of kept in our pockets. But I watched Skeleton Crew recently, the new Star Wars show, which get out of here tomorrow. Which was not like this giant epic Star Wars story like a lot of like all the other Star Wars stuff is, right? It's like these really deep, like the trade federations and like these giant, ancient organizations, and it's just like some kids who are going to school, something happens, and they end up on a spaceship, and the spaceship goes into hyperspace, and they don't know where they're at. Like they had no idea how to get home.
That sounds like Alien Romulus.
There were no adults in the spaceship?
So here's the thing: is like
just drove by itself.
Yeah, it was. I think they were trying to escape something. It's it's a situation where like, we need to get away from whatever XYZ is, and the solution is the problem.
Okay, I understood.
For me, that I was watching this movie and I was like, this feel like when I watched the previews and I watched the start of the show, I was like, this feels like Kids on Bikes, but it's not. Like there's something that's missing. But I did note. Sorry, I did note. It's gonna happen again right now.
Cycle.
They had some bikes that these literally like I think every single main character kid ends up on the show on one of these like little. You've never seen these things in Star Wars before. These little like. It almost looked like a souped up tricycle, I guess. But every single one of these kids ends up on one of these, at least for a little bit. And then one of them ends up near the spaceship. That's how they get there, is with their little hover bike or whatever it's called.
Okay.
But I mean, the idea of like, we're going to be on a spaceship. This is our Kids on Bike scenario. I was like, that's really different. But I mean, it looks to be like it does fit a lot of this criteria.
Well, then I guess if it fits.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't need to fit all those. It doesn't have to be like this checklist. You don't have to check all the boxes. It's just, it seems to be that kind of story. And I mean, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I don't know if you can tell I like Star Wars.
Oh, no.
But it is nice to have a story that's not just these giant, like, humongous stories of like these cataclysmic and galaxy changing stakes.
So you say it provides just a different perspective of life in this galaxy that they've created.
It's more adventure-y. Yeah, I think that like the correlation would be like if like going back to was it the Animorphs? Like, if we want to examine all the geopolitical stuff going on with the aliens, like that's the big Star Wars universe, and like the Animorph stuff is a bit closer to what this is. What Skeleton Crew is. So going back,
might have to check that out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the first 2 episodes like an hour 15 total, something like that. So it wasn't like a huge commitment. Which is a thing I need to consider, because I'm like, if it's honestly like if someone's like, hey, Lucy, watch Dragon Ball Z, I'm like, how many episodes? No, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, you don't focus on how many excuse me, you don't focus on how many episodes there are.
I very
You
much do.
focus on being involved in the story. That's the problem. So when you know that a series is really big, don't focus on how big it is. Otherwise, you won't be able to chew it.
Cameron, I've also been told there's whole episodes of someone going like this. Ah!
Okay, but if you watch the correct version, they have minimized. Those. So back,
can't even deny it.
Because you have to understand something about back watching anime as a youth. Okay, yes, we would literally
do not recite the old magics to me.
Yeah, we would be going 3 weeks before we get to the actual fight. It would be this whole flashback, build up, seeing them snap, power up, have a monologue, and we're screaming, still powering up. This is
the other guy screaming.
Now we're fighting. Yeah. Like it was a lot of that. But now when you're able to watch it, and then they even like remade it to kind of cut out some of that unnecessary length.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an easy watch. So you just don't focus on how big it is. You just take it piece by piece, let yourself get involved and immersed in the story, and ride the wave. If you can get into the story, then you're good. Like it will feel like nothing. If you can't get into the story, that's a different thing. You should just put it down and walk away.
That's fair. And we do have a 15-minute policy in our house. Is like, oh, this has been on the watch list for X number of years. Let's watch 15 minutes of it, and then when it's bad, we just delete it and go on our way. Which is
that's not long enough. I encourage you to take Tamon and I's 3-episode rule when you're watching the series.
Hey,
you have to
know what?
give
That's
3 episodes.
That's how I watched. That's how I got into She-Ra, the Netflix She-Ra. 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, I was just like, it's too good.
But see, that's different because weren't you already familiar with She-Ra?
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Exactly.
Guys, you ate that, Lucio. You ate that.
Oh my god!
I watched She-Ra because my sisters watched She-Ra, which is after He-Man. And honestly, it's probably the better show.
It was.
It was.
So, my best friend said to me the other day, not Cameron, but my other one said to me the other day, why isn't there another He-Man movie? Because they've been trying to for almost 10 years and can't get it be done.
No. Some things are hard to break. Yeah, that's
they literally was doing dress rehearsals. Like remember Ricky, they had the guy casted already. He was doing wardrobe fitting, dropped it.
We did a whole episode about Masters of the Universe.
We did.
Particularly about the newer version.
Sad I missed that.
And She-Ra was definitely much better. It was She-Ra definitely fall more in line with like Kipo.
It was spectacular. Kipo's also so good.
Yeah, the animation style would fall more in line with Kipo, and I don't know, like Netflix has.
Is that a movie about the boy with the guitar or something?
No, that one's about the girl who's like a mix of some kind of like beast.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
But it's a good show. Like my kids watched it, and my oldest was really into it, so it was a good show. But it like that animation is very similar to that.
Yeah. So let's see. Looking back at like the first early Kids on Bikes, E.T. I think that I've seen other movies cited as like, oh, this came out before E.T., but E.T. is kind of the one that like checks all the boxes. And so it's kind of seen as like the first Kids on Bikes movie. I mean, we literally have this scene where there's a bunch of kids on bikes running away from the police,
flying through
and
the air.
E.T. magics them up into the air.
Oh yeah, 2 sips. You heard it.
2 sips. Make sure you send it to us, Billy.
She's my cousin. That was crappy of me. I'm sorry, Cam.
That was wonderful.
It's been so long since I've actually like messed around with Twitch, so like I have to get into those clips again.
Yeah, we have Goonies, we have Monster Squad. So E.T.'s 1982, Goonies 85, Monster Squad 87.
Oh, Goonies. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie as a kid, over and over and over.
And so many of these kids
I
went on
watched
to
it a
do
few
other
months ago.
stuff.
Oh yeah, this was a cast.
Who's your
that
favorite
really
one?
took off. Ooh.
I have two.
Who's the Asian kid that's their tech guy?
Yep, that's
The
one of
Pictures of
mine.
Power. It
He's
was so good.
He's one of them, hands down. And I would have to say, what's his name?
Corey.
Curly hair.
Oh,
Curly
the
hair.
candy bar.
Yeah.
I don't remember names.
Yeah, he was so
Chunk?
he was
Is that the kid's name?
That's
The
Chunk.
character?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, Chunk.
Messed up.
And Chunk,
Messed up.
Oh, I loved him. He was so unapologetically himself.
Yeah,
And
like-
he
Oh, how could I forget it?
Big-hearted kid. Yeah.
Mine was Andy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh hey, was it the ginger, the redheaded girl? The redhead?
She's the one who could play the piano. I was like, oh, she's
Yep.
so smart. She's the one who figured out how to play the piano. And
She almost killed them all.
She did. That was one of the best scenes.
Okay.
I
It was
remember
really
that
good.
scene very clearly. Yes. Yes, Andy. And somebody had braces.
Mikey did. Sean Astin.
Oh, that's the guy from Indiana Jones. It sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's in Everything Ever All at Once.
Yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff now.
Yeah, he's coming back.
I
Yeah.
like that dude.
Yeah, he was great. Mr. Jones, Mr.
He
Jones.
should have had a
Monster
Yeah, he
Squad.
should have had a whole other
I've
career.
never seen this.
Wait up. Are you serious?
Really?
You've never seen Monster Squad?
Mhm.
I've seen I remember seeing it, but I cannot remember seeing the whole thing. And I remember seeing it, but I do remember watching this.
All right. So
I watched the trailer today and I was like, oh yeah, I just don't know when I watched
yeah,
this movie.
I watched this too many times. It's about this group of kids that have a monster fan club, and they meet up in the treehouse. And then one day, actual monsters show up. Dracula shows up, and then a bunch of like the Universal movie
Mummy, werewolf.
Yep.
This isn't like Timon's life.
Yeah.
monsters.
So you mean Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Okay.
Did they just
Just-
record your childhood? Timon?
Less capable Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So when I see the main character as a kid,
For real.
when I see the main character as a kid, it looks familiar.
Yeah. It's interesting. There's always like it's this group of
I feel like
teenagers.
you had to have seen it. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. This group of teenagers. There's always like one kid that's not part of the normal group, and he's like a little bit older, a little bit cooler. Like you got
Mhm.
Josh Brolin in.
They all look up to
Goonies.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all look up to him, and they want to be his
Yeah.
friend. And, okay. And then you got the girl of the group, or one of the girls of the group, crushing on him.
Yeah. That's like the Steve in Stranger Things. Is the same character?
It's the same character. Chunks, Steve, all
Yeah.
the same character. That's rude. You always
So when I was looking up stuff just kind of about this genre, there was one interesting thing that I actually saw, and it was based off of the synopsis of the movie Now and Then. It came out in 1995.
Oh yeah.
With, Rosie O'Donnell and
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was I cried. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Mhm. And they talked about kind of how the kids on Cycles subgenre largely focuses on male characters and specifically young white boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how they're coming to that whole boys will be boys culture, and that whole just that whole kind of experience of what it's like kind of for them. But that's one reason why we're not there yet. We're still on Stephen King. Okay, well, I'll talk about it when we get there, because this one behind me is what I want to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. So when was Sandlot released?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. I think it was 97. Might be 97.
Was it before or after The Little Giants?
I think it was before
1993.
93.
3.
I bet you Little Giants came out like the next year.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
And Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, 94.
Because that was like what Devon Sawa. The reign of Devon Sawa.
Mighty Ducks is 92.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah. It. So I've seen parts of it. This is one of those ones like I've seen The Godfather, but I have not seen it in like I know I've seen the whole Godfather, but I've never seen it in order. Like it's just constantly playing at my parents' house, and so like I've seen this is this scene, this is this scene. I kind of have an idea where everything fits together, but not really.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and that's it for me. It
is amazing. I've seen both versions and read most of the book. It is huge. I remember watching this as a kid. It was a 2 VHS tape, 2 of them. And I think we didn't rent them both at the same time. I was mad or something. I don't remember.
What?
But it was good. I don't think it was there because they were separate.
Why would you do that?
But the stand was the same way. The stand was 5 different movies, and you did not have to rent them all together. You can't force people to double up on movies now. So that's what they were.
Yeah.
You know, gave you
Why they were still considering the people back then.
Yeah, we cared.
Just rubber band those together, man.
Mm-hmm.
Charge it as one.
A 2 to 3 movie max, okay?
If you got it's 4 or 5 tapes. Stephen King is Stephen King is a lot. But
yeah, I was gonna say if you having a movie weekend, sure.
If you remember this movie, the main character's brother's demise is the catalyst for a lot of things that happen in this. And it is terrifying, and I cannot believe they allowed that to happen on screen. Then and now. And the one in the recent years is really terrifying for those who've seen it.
If you haven't seen it, then oh well.
You know what happens when he's like, they all float down here. They all float here. You'll float too. It's just
yeah. It was definitely a foreboding to the whole latchkey era.
Yeah, but after that, all the kids came together, and they were all attacked individually, and by this entity, and they came together on their bikes and figured out how to fight it until it didn't work. And we got the second movie.
Sip.
So Billy is asking about the Hobbit movies. So what do you guys think? Would that qualify as? I think the biggest thing is they're technically all adults. No, even though they're size of children, they're all adults.
But I also feel like because they didn't like have a vehicle but them big ass feet, the answer is gonna be I'm sorry, Billy.
No, but this is the interesting thing is like all these movies that we mentioned, like they Kids on Bikes is like this weird like sub genre that like straddles other areas. Because like you have like what was that then and now is kind of like more drama than anything, and then Sandlot is this like sports-y movie.
Well, Sandlot, I mean, yes, it was centered around their love of baseball.
Mm-hmm. And the Great Bambino.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about Sandlot is their time period is actually the 60s. So their whole story was taking place in the 60s. And you have this very diverse cast, and you have them coming together as friends where in a time where it's the 60s and you got at least 2 black kids in the group, a Hispanic, and you know it was just such an eclectic group of friends to bring together in that era.
Come on, CW.
Portray. And so you got a lot of coming of age from different perspectives, and just kind of seeing how they banded together and the adventure that they kind of took on, and trying to get that ball back from the Beast.
The Beast, yeah.
Like, yeah, that's such a it's such a feel good movie to me. I love that. That's why it's fine.
That's a really we've seen that movie so many times, my brother and I. So good.
Dang. Would you consider the Lost? Oh, never mind.
Go ahead, ask.
Would you consider the Lost Boys, Kids on Bikes?
You know,
That's the vampire one, right? Because I mixed that up with
yeah.
I
think you can. I think you can get away with it. I think you can get away with it.
Yeah,
they're solving mysteries independently from parents, and their mode of transportation just so happens to be that vehicle. Sure, they check those boxes. But I even think the vampires fit the category too, because they were doing their own, even though they're eternal, right, Lucia?
Motorcycles.
Yeah, they were still teens and stuff.
Motorbikes.
And, I mean, also they check off that box for, is there a monster in the store? Yeah, they're a monster here. Yeah. Stranger Things. This is one, man, like this came out and there's so much buzz around this thing before it even was released. And everyone's like, did you not like it?
I did until now.
It's kind of drawn out
until a
now.
Few years ago. Yeah, until a few years ago. It kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, that first season I thought was really, really fun. But yeah, a lot of people like citing that nostalgia. Like the actors did great. The kids, like as young as they were doing a great job. And they have that like all this. They literally put them on bikes, right? Like they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, put them on bikes. Like 2 minutes into the show, they're constantly separated from the families. Authority is like always hovering around them, both the police and the government.
Yeah. So the thing with these kids on these modes of transportation, like they all seem to be very much not necessarily outcast, but damn near it. Like they're all very particular. Like the Goonies, I wouldn't call the Goonies the cool kids.
Yeah, they're not the popular kids. We see the popular kids. We see the popular high school kids.
Yeah. Even like Sandlot, like the Sandlot was like they like baseball, like that's their thing.
Mischief.
Yeah. They're real particular. They have one thing that kind of bonds them together.
Well, we see in Sandlot also they have that group that challenges them to a baseball game, right? And they're like the official baseball team.
Mm-hmm. Those kids that just want to play ball. They just want to play.
Yeah, and it's like, but you get that innocence of just childhood and how kind of relaxed it really used to be for a lot of us growing up. Like, yeah, your parents told you, don't talk to strangers, so on and so forth. But for a lot of us, once our parents said that, we understood, and that was that. And then we knew how to navigate the world outside of home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mama know my friends, so if I go in their house or go over their house, she know where I'm at. My mama know my friend's mama.
Yeah,
but we okay.
And
I can go. Yeah, I can go around the block down the corner and just be like, I was at David's house, just hanging out.
Ricky,
go ahead.
My bad.
Go ahead.
Ricky, as a
no, I mean that's.
You guys
go.
Ricky, as a mother, how do you feel by saying, "Hey, kids, go outside, and on the weekend, and I will see you when the street lights come on"? No, they can't take their cell phones. None of that.
I mean, I'm nervous because they don't have cell phones. For they have little Apple Watches and
none of that.
I'm nervous because they don't have cell phones and I can't track them.
See,
those folks are crazy out here.
Oh, but our parents didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just a different time.
I wouldn't. My kids have cell phones. I wouldn't let them do it.
I would love for them to be like to have. I think my oldest is more inclined to go outside and play with people if she had some friends to play with. But like the kids don't hang outside like they used to.
No, yeah, if my kids went outside, they'd be by themselves.
Right.
But that speaks. I feel like that speaks volumes to the generational shift that we've experienced because you guys lived that life of somewhat mild freedom and just being outside. But it seems like a lot of parents who were raised that way. Yes, the world is very different now, but I feel like if you have those if you're having those conversations and you're telling these kids, put that phone down, cut that game off, and go outside.
Right.
Go be social. Go have fun. Go get into a little bit of trouble, not too much.
Hey.
Go do something. Have some experience.
No. Have you seen This
Have
Is
some
40?
experience.
On This Is 40, they grounded their kids and took the Wi-Fi, unplugged the Wi-Fi, and told them to go play outside. She was like, and do what? Play with a stick?
Yes.
And the dad was like, yeah, get a rock too. And do what with the stick? And do what with the rock? So she was so pissed. She was pissed. That's a great punishment. Self-discovery.
I mean, there's been times where I've told my son to just go to the backyard, do something. Like, go out there. I don't care what you do. But, I don't know.
Trust me. I mean, I get it. The world is a starkly different place, and it is a little bit more dangerous, and the dangers are a lot more prevalent because of social media, because of our access to technology. But I feel like back then, because we didn't have so many news stories bombarding us with all the negative things that can happen and bad things that can happen. I mean, yeah, you say you don't want them to go out, but then same thing happened in school.
Right.
They ain't safe nowhere. Safety is a construct that you have.
It's a figment of your imagination.
Yes. Like, I'm not safe in this hotel room. Anything happen. Oh. But no, it is interesting that we have such a generational shift when it comes to the kids, and I do feel like that's had an effect on their social awareness and being able to pick up on social cues and stuff like that. They're cutting down those interactions to just being in a room, on the phone, online, chatting with people. Go and talk to each other in person.
Well, and even the most active of kids, it's very much well organized. It's not just much as like just go out and explore. So we have this activity, we have soccer practice, and then we have t-ball, and then we have you got to go to this basketball game. Like, so it's very much like even the most active of kids, it's very much.
And by the time they do all that, they're tired. That's enough.
Yeah.
School all day. I have 5 practices throughout the week, a recital on Saturday. You want me to go outside and kick the football? No, absolutely not.
No, just in the summertime. Go to grandma's house and have fun.
Yeah, I mean,
go to grandma's house and have a good time.
You know what, Cam? I hated that actually.
I loved it.
I was the only grandkid who didn't go every summer. I did not want to do it. I was not at all. And the one summer I did go, I had great memories now because I took care of like my great grandmother and learned some different things. In the moment, no, I was ready to get out of there. It was in Mississippi. It was hot. We had to stay outside. We had to go down. It was just too much for.
Come in the house in the water. Drink from the hose.
Drink from the hose. Yeah, drink from the hose.
And I remember what?
Period. Period. and then go play.
My hands.
Okay. Tales from the Loop. Okay, so this came out. Oh man, I should have looked up the year. Tales from the Loop is based on this this artist's work where it mixes this like 80s aesthetic with like science fiction, like these robots and hover cars and things like that. So the series came out on Amazon a few years ago, and it was the thing I liked about it is very, very slow. It's very pondering. Like there's tons of scenes of someone just staring at something, right? And I know it's not for everyone, but it hits this like a lot of the there's episodes, the episodes focus on a character, and so it'll be like, oh, we're focused on the mom or the dad. There's a lot of episodes that focus on a kid, or the older kid, the younger kid, and those are very much kid on bike stories. They're out in the woods, that come across like busted up robots or like a weird like scientific anomaly that's out in the middle of the woods. There's a lot of like weird moving parts. It kind of all comes together at the end. I think they were supposed to get a second season. I don't know if it's happened yet. 2020. Thank you, Billy Berserker. It's, if you like slow, like pondering shows, it's a lot of fun. It's a little thinky, I guess. Kind of like the old school Twilight Zone, where it's like, oh man, what if this happened? That kind of thing. I think one of the things that's weird is like they do interact with the parents a lot more, but a lot of the child-centered episodes are just these kids. There's an episode that's just a kid wandering in the woods looking for his brother, and it's like almost, I could tell you like what happens in that episode. Nothing. Honestly, nothing happens in that episode. But also there's like some weird, maybe some time travel stuff if you're kind of paying attention. It's really weird and interesting. I can see Timon making a face. He's like, nope, that's fine. Like, it's not for everyone.
I'll give anything 3 episodes if it's highly recommended.
These episodes are an hour long. That's the other thing.
Woo. That's a lot.
Is the Wizard of Oz a Kids on Bikes?
I think there's too many adults. Like, she's around too many adults. Like, automatically
Kids on bricks.
Kids on bricks. Yes, I love it.
That's not what that means. In the hood, Ricky, that's not what that means. In the hood, Ricky, kids on bricks don't mean that.
I don't know what that means in Kansas. Okay.
I need my money. Or I'm gonna get total on you. Period.
Oh man, that would be Kids on Bricks would be a really interesting take on that. Like, I would not be the person to write that. There's certain people to be people to write that. Man,
we don't know how old Scarecrow or Tin Man. Oh, it's a Tin Man. Well, you know what? We don't know.
That don't mean nothing. He was turned as a Tin Man as a young man. So,
Dorothy's
a young man is a
be like
teenager.
12.
Yeah, but Dorothy's really young. But also, you see all her parents like right at the start. All the characters are offshoots of or portrayals of her family.
That's because she just what she imagined.
Yeah.
She saw things she imagined.
Yeah.
Oh. And now she's in a psych ward.
Pulling her hair out.
Talking about, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Okay, Ricky, okay, so we're looking at this Skeleton Crew poster. Is this poster was the previous one the Stranger Things poster?
No, it was the Tales from the Loop.
Okay, can we look at the Stranger Things poster and just compare it to this one? Can we just click back real quick?
Yeah,
like
I see
a bunch of kids,
I see it.
Kids on bikes.
That's crazy.
I just realized this. So I mentioned this earlier. I think I was like, is this supposed to be Kids on Bike story? If we go back to the other one, the Skeleton Crew. Thank you. I think that yes, I think they're advertising this as a Kids on Bike story. Like looking at the poster now, oh yeah, this is probably a Kids on Bike story. Even though they end up in spaceship and they end up in the middle of nowhere, I think this is being portrayed as like they're trying to hit some of those Kids on Bikes notes. I hadn't seen this version of the poster until now. That's hilarious. Yeah, and it's like, oh, these are the adults. These are the weird like authority figures you have to deal with. This robot is like the ship's robot is beholden to the captain, who ends up being one of the girls that's on the ship. Jude Law just showed up on the second episode, so I don't know what his deal is, but yeah, it seems like it's hitting those notes.
We'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said only 2 episodes are out right now, or is the whole series out?
It was just 2 last week. I haven't looked since then.
I think it's 3 now.
Okay, yeah.
That's great. Then guess what I'm going to go do in a minute.
Let me.
That's perfect that it's 3.
I think it's 3. Let me double check.
Timon, going back to Tales from the Loop, I really like it. I think that you'd better be like, you should go see Monster Squad. That's so much up your alley. If you haven't seen Monster Squad, so good.
I'll add it to the list.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it tonight.
Yeah, so it's 3 episodes out right now. The
Yes.
last one came out on the I guess the 2 came out on the 2nd, and then 1 came out on the 10th. So
Oh, heck yeah.
and then tomorrow's the 17th. Then the new one tomorrow.
Oh man, that's great.
you
You guys know what I'm doing today and tomorrow.
Amen.
So going back to this, what does it qualify as kids on bikes? I was thinking about I don't know if you guys have played the video game Grounded. It's little kids get shrunk, they end up in the backyard. It's very much
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk. Yeah, it seems like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but I was like, this game feels like a kids on bike story, but Honey, I Shrunk the Kids doesn't. And I think the only difference is the parents are very involved in getting the kids back to their normal size.
But a large part of
I think it still counts because
a large part of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids are the kids in the backyard going through hell. It is so rough. And then the cereal.
Ants, baby.
I really do love that franchise. So I'm sorry.
I do too.
All of them.
All of how many? I saw 3 of them. 3 of them?
It's at least 5.
Yeah,
is it?
All of them are good. Blew Up the Kid, Honey, I Shrunk Us, and then
Shrunk the Kids, Honey, Shrunk Us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then they had a TV show that was good.
They don't have that ride anymore at Universal Studios, do they?
No,
probably not. It's not.
Or is that Disney?
Not Disney.
I heard Disney.
Disney.
Okay.
Is it Disney?
Disney. Okay.
New episodes on Tuesdays. Thank you, Billy. for Skeleton Crew.
Oh, I may add that to my list. To Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, I haven't watched those.
Billy mentions, because just thinking about other things that have to do with kids on bikes. There's the Tales from the Loop, a role-playing game, which Billy mentioned is sitting on the shelf next to me. Is in my hands.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
There's also a board game that's based on the same material. Like I said, that video game Grounded. There's another role-playing game that's literally called Kids on Bikes. Guess what it's about? It's kids on bikes.
Well, before
bikes,
bikes was invented, what did y'all call
it? Kids on penny farthings. You want to be funny? I can be funny too.
Kids on ponies.
Kids on penny farthings. Those big giant wheeled bicycles. They're called penny farthings. Kids on penny farthings.
On tricycles.
On unicycles.
It's kids with wheels. It's just a caveman guy with a wheel, like a stone wheel.
Whatever the Flintstones are driving.
That's the good joke. The Flintstones. It's called the Flintstones. That would have been a good one.
Rolling kids.
Kids on feet.
Kids with rocks. Kids with rocks.
Kids on feet. Kids levitating. Right.
Yep. Kids as bats.
Fledglings.
I know more than one of us is a writer on this show. We could have a segment where someone reads a terrible version of a story.
Okay. Hold on. Let me have Chat GPT do that.
No, Chat GPT.
Story. Nope, it's happening.
Oh God, I hate. I'm gonna say right now, I work in AI, and I'm not a fan.
It's the world. So do I. It's the world.
Not a fan.
You know what Copilot is?
Copilot. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you some questions about character.ai and see if I'm not losing my mind about my child on it. So, or trying to be on it. Because it has been banned at our house.
Some other honorable mentions would be Super 8.
Super 8, I've heard was really good. I think I'm supposed to watch that.
I didn't think it was good at all.
It had its troubles, but I still thought it was fairly solid.
Especially ET for sure. I've seen it once and that was enough. It is definitely Kids on Bikes.
It was like E.T. It was like E.T. mixed with a little bit of Chronicle, mixed with a little bit of precursor to Stranger Things.
Okay, Lucia.
Yes.
Every night she tucked her son into bed, kissed him goodnight, and closed the door. One night, as she left the room, she heard a whisper, "Mommy, there's someone under my bed." She smiled and turned back to reassure him until she saw her son standing in the doorway behind her. That's my horror story. You're ready. You're welcome.
Nice. I like it. Yep. Is that ChatGPT or is that Timon?
That's ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave us
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Oh. All right. So I mean, there's like a million billion shows we could go over. If anyone wants to talk, if you have like one that's near and dear to your heart, otherwise we can wrap up. I didn't think there's going to be as long an episode as some of the previous ones. So
it's good. I think I definitely want to go back and watch Paper Girls.
Paper Girls sounds very good.
So this is like on Amazon Prime. So as girls that have a paper route and they somehow go back in time, because they're all connected in some way. But I remember watching it when it first came out. I don't think I finished it, so I'm gonna go back and watch it again and see how it holds up. But it wasn't continued, unfortunately. Yeah,
it wasn't, which is rather a frustrating thing because I would prefer to have a resolution to that particular series.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
Did you say though it was a comic series or something beforehand?
It was a comic series beforehand.
Okay, I wonder if I would imagine that's probably finished. Hopefully,
maybe.
Yeah.
Not because I'm gonna look it up.
It didn't.
So
it had some really solid moments. They could have taken advantage of writing wise.
The comic series was from 2015 2019, so that's still pretty fresh.
That's also a lot of time. That sounds like there'd at least be more material than what a season. Is that what they had?
Yeah,
one season,
8 episodes.
Oh,
yeah.
And I have no clue. Why they didn't. I mean, I guess the only answer is it didn't get the right viewership, but.
Well, because it was like, so I'm looking it up right now, and it had an 87% approval rating from Rotten Tomatoes, so like a 6.9 out of 10. Like, that's not bad. Plus, it's an Amazon Prime show.
Yeah.
In some alternate universe, all these shows got conclusions. It's just not ours.
Yeah,
it's fine. We'll merge into that timeline.
Yeah.
That'd be great. All right, so I guess let's do it this way. Like, what's your near and dear to answer? Kids on Bikes became a label. We call it to be Star Wars Junior. Oh, how dare you, sir? It's a very different genre of story. It's very lighthearted relative to a normal Star Wars show. There's no like empires like risking being collapsed in.
Do people have the Force?
For sure. Come on, it's a Star Wars show.
No.
Okay. Don't say that.
Probably half the joy is the person finding out that they have it.
See what happened to the last show.
Just the fact that
they
had powers.
They didn't.
Nope.
Sorry. Bad connection.
Can I ask a question before we leave?
Yeah.
Out of all the Kids on Bikes stories that movies and shows that we discussed tonight, which one at that age would you fit into?
Socially, I'd fit in the Goonies because they're probably some of the weirder of the kids.
They were mixed with popular kids too, right?
I don't know.
There was
the older ones,
older kids. Yeah. It was like two older kids that were
Andy and the blonde girl and the boy.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Brolin wasn't because he runs into the popular kids and they harass him.
Oh, I thought he was a football player.
He is. I think he is, but like no. It's actually the football players are the ones that harass him, right? They
Okay.
Yeah,
Andy's just
and the girl
the girl
takes up for him.
I think Andy has
girl,
a crush on Josh Brolin.
Yes.
And the friend follows.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Cam? Which one are you?
It's very rough. It's very hard. You might have to come back to me because I'm still thinking.
Ricky?
I guess maybe Now and Then.
That's a good movie.
Like maybe I can see myself having like a small like group of friends and something like I don't know. Probably Now and Then.
Not Moonrise Kingdom. Did you guys see that movie? It was weird.
I can't recall.
Oh, Timon, someone's saying Child's Play might qualify as a Kids on Bike story.
I don't think
he doesn't have they're saying he doesn't have a bike, but his neighborhood he's allowed to. I guess
no, he's the only kid, and he's the only kid for the first two movies, and he's never on a bike.
You don't have to be on a bike.
What about the TV series though? Would they? Well, you don't see them on bikes, but
I mean the TV series.
No, I think he did ride a bike at one point.
Yeah, they did because they had remember they had their parties and stuff.
Right.
I would give that to the TV show for sure. I would
okay, all right. This is just a question. Like it's you can be on bricks. Yeah, that's right. You could be on bricks. Billy Berserker says
on bricks.
Stranger Things because of D&D. Hey, same. But I wasn't. I was the weirder kid.
I'm gonna pick.
I think I probably would say the Goonies because I was definitely an explorer back then. Like I was going through woods, hopping over creeks, swinging from ropes over creeks. Listen, baby.
Yep.
All over the place.
On construction equipment you're not supposed to be on.
I'm going to
not construction equipment, but I was definitely down for an adventure.
All of it.
How far can I go away from home and still get back in time?
Yeah, there are a few things that I look back. I'm like, that was really dope because there's one they were redoing a major thoroughfare in my neighborhood where they needed an underpass because there's always trains and it's just constant traffic, and so they dug like a 30-foot pit. And I remember walking literally right alongside that thing, and there's no rail there. I was like, that was stupid. That was dumb. Who let your kids do this?
That's dangerous. Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Yep.
All right, I definitely would have seen myself be with the Goonies.
With the Goonies,
especially looking for treasure. I always wanted to do stuff like that. I used to, you know how you probably can't see it, but there's a scar on my face that actually came because me and my friend, we climbed up a tree, we tied a rope. Not even say a rope. We tied a string. Like one of the string that you would like wrap a package with,
like twine.
Twine.
Something similar to twine, but it was white and it was more like a bunch of binded recycled plastic or something. But it was real thin. Stupid. Tied it to a branch, decided I was gonna try to slide down the little string like I'm somebody's Mission Impossible. And the string had slid across my face.
MacGyver, no.
Right. It gave me a nice thin cut. And needless to say, I didn't hold on to the bottom, so I busted my tail. I didn't die, and I had a great time. And I regret this.
Did you die? According to Billy, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
And it did because I regret nothing.
Or permanently disfigures you. Yeah, I have scars up and down my arms from dumb stuff.
So I think so. You asked the question like way earlier. I know we're trying to wrap up, but like, could we have like a KOB's Kings on Bricks now? The closest thing I can think of now is Craig of the Creek.
Yeah.
Have you ever
The-
seen it? It's
The
a
animated
cartoon.
one, right?
Yes, the animated Cartoon Network.
It's an
and,
animated
Yes.
series.
like yes, and then now I don't necessarily see them on bricks often, but they're literally going through the woods. They have like their own like little ecosystem of of adventures
How they
going on.
conduct themselves, yeah.
And like yes, there's technology, but a lot of the kids aren't on it. Like they're very
Yeah.
much their
Mhm.
own little ecosystem within the woods.
Oh
in the
yeah,
creek.
100%. That looks yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And that's much how my childhood used to be. I remember even going on. Oh my god, this was so terrifying. So there was a lake at one of my like a lake or pond area at one of my like friends when I was a child, and we were staying with them, and I had got on this log.
Not a log.
And yes, I had got on this log and started drifting out. I started drifting out towards away from the shore.
You were literally rolling on this log.
Yes, no, literally, I was sitting on this log and I was slowly floating away from the shore. And I was like, okay, wait, no. But I was like, I don't want to get dirty. I don't want to get wet because I hate it. I hate mud. I hate mud. I hate mud. So don't ask me why I was doing this.
You're in your Sunday best too.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't in nice clothes, but I just didn't want to. I don't like that. Why would I put my feet in here? This is nasty water. And so I was like, but I didn't have a choice. And I had to start like pushing back towards the shore. And I had jumped off and I had just got so dirty and so disgusting. I was so over it.
But like I was saying earlier, if you're thinking about like having a modern day like KOB story, like a lot of those kids on Carrigan the Creek, they're all younger. And when you do see anyone with the devices, they're teenagers. So they're all like maybe at best like late elementary school, maybe early middle age. So like yeah, so when you're not really expecting them to really have devices like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That it pushes the age back because like a lot of this is teenagers in the traditional ones, but like yeah, pushing the age back a little bit. Yeah, that doesn't like removes the devices. That's interesting.
But if you think about Toy Soldier, that technically qualifies.
Yeah.
And even in Toy Soldier, they were dealing with technology, but it still felt appropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it still felt like and they were dealing with something. Well, yeah, there were adults involved, but they're literally telling you these toys are trying to kill us. And they were not believing them until the toys actually tried to kill them.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the parents are out of the way, they're uninvolved. Yeah. And again, like the toys are the monster.
They or they try to involve them, and they're just like, "Oh, that's not real. That's not really happening. What are you talking about, sweetie? I think you need to take a nap." Like,
yeah,
like no, I'm telling you what's going on. Listen to me.
But adults don't listen.
Bikes.
Bikes.
Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
Bikes. Just slapped it on at the end. I'm out.
No.
So I mean, I'm out of my.
I know.
Material done.
It's water anyway. It's not like I'm.
Okay, Ricky.
Raider.
What?
Ricky, go on commercial so you can get a refill.
We're gonna start over. We're gonna start this whole thing over.
And
run it again.
We end with starting that game again because I knew if I was here in the beginning, I would have won.
Actually, that's actually a pretty good game. We got to figure out a way to like digitize that.
We've been trying to do buzzers and countdowns for a long time.
It's
we're still.
When we get our stimulus checks again, we'll go ahead and put it to
Look, next thing you know, we're gonna be pulling up Kahoot.
No inappropriate or it's over for everyone.
Pull up Kahoot.
Emos, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What is it? Is there is this our last episode before we go on break?
That was the question. Did we want to do a year-end
Yeah.
wrap up? Like, what's our big favorites?
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm on
Let's
vacation
pick
starting Sunday, so I can't guarantee I'll be there for that.
Well,
So
I'll be down
That
for
is
that.
so good.
You send us a list of your favorites, and we'll make fun of them when you're not here.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
I'll be in the comments
And then
being a
the-
terror.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, you come back and respond.
and run it for the commercial. Everything
Yeah.
y'all said, I'm gonna address all of it. Okay.
I think we should play some Jackbox TV during the break too on Twitch, and that'd be
Yeah,
Oh,
we can do that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be super
And have
fun. So,
Bill
guys,
Berserker, you can get in here.
Mhm.
yes,
Only if you're gonna
make
respond
sure-
because the last time we had somebody on that didn't respond, we had a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, that's
Yeah,
you.
y'all have to participate. You have to participate. If you are going to be a part of the Jackbox party game, you have to be actively participating. You can't take no phone calls.
We're gonna find a family
Uh,
emergency. We're gonna feel really bad.
I mean, okay, family emergency, sure.
No. Sorry, guys.
Finish the
my
game
house
before
burned down.
dying.
Okay, you use your phone to respond.
So
He's
next
literally
week,
calling 911 and also trying to answer his questions.
so
now
next
our thing
week,
is held up because you see how selfish that is.
you're gonna hear our top favorites of 2024, and then
Yes.
you might see us throughout the break, and we'll get
Yeah,
come
doing
into
something
the-
fun and goofy.
Yeah, something fun and goofy.
It's going to be a good time, a good little recap moment, cover what we've experienced this year, maybe even share some great clips from some of our previous episodes, some golden moments. and
Someone's
just
gonna
kinda do
say
a little
Amy
countdown.
double S
That's
Ness.
Now you're gonna
Yes.
add work for me to do. All right, so make sure y'all like and subscribe.
Thank you, Ricky. Yep, follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Juno,
Blue Sky,
Carrier Pigeon,
Iris.
Telegram.
Yeah,
TikTok.
What's
while
it?
it's still here.
Semaphore, the flags,
smoke.
smoke
signals.
signals.
Telepathy.
Oh, why is there not a
Smoke.
wow? Don't follow us on that one. That one's private.
That's in our Patreon. See, like,
Okay.
Geeks After
period.
Dark. All
Don't
right.
make promises. Don't make promises.
mhm. Geeking Out After Dark is lit.
Geeking Out
Top
After
that
Dark.
what is?
It is lit, apparently.
It is very lit.
Digging up a hole.
Oh God, that's the title of the episode. And whatever you think that could
Digging
mean,
up a hole.
it can mean it.
I'm tired of this grandpa.
I'm tired of digging up a hole.
What? Do that.
That was something else.
All right. Do I need to? Oh, Tamon, do you want to do the call out?
No, I'm just down here.
No, it's
I just
true.
work here.
All right. So thanks for joining us here on Geeking Out. I'm at Lucia Man.
I'm Ricky Z.
I'm Tamon Kane.
I'm Caden's Third World.
And we are
Geek it out.
Geeking Out.
Oh, that was so close.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
That one.
Look,
I'm not trying to mess it up. I just like it when it messes up.
No, we paused with you this time, Lucia. We got what you're doing.
Because it seemed like,
You're
Good
probably
night, y'all.
you know what? I'm going to keep doing that. Well, that's how we're going to rate it in. Yep. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you.